So maybe you've heard of flash fiction before, and maybe you haven't. I am a very big proponent of it. I don't know if you noticed my words that got flipped over here, but flash fiction is the most efficient way of improving your writing. Let me show you how. Let's back up and talk about what flash fiction is. Flash fiction is kind of what it sounds like. It's a really short instant story. And flash fiction is under 1,000 words, and depending on the magazine where you try and get it published, it can even be under 300 words. So it's really, really just the snip of a story. However, it tells an entire story in just a few words. But the difference between a short story and a flash fiction is flash fiction doesn't have to have a clear beginning, middle, or end. A short story does. A novella does. A novel does. You have to know where the story is beginning. You have to have a defined middle where things are sort of starting to change and shift. And then you have to have a clear ending. Even if it's a cliffhanger, it has to end the novel, the short story, or the novella. Flash fiction functions more like a photograph. If you look on Google or Pinterest or anywhere and you type in anything, and it will pull up a whole bunch of pictures on that word. Well, if you look at that snapshot, that's a moment in time. But that moment in time can be very telling and can have an entire story wrapped up in it. One of my favorite flash fiction stories, I'm probably going to butcher it, but I'm going to paraphrase it anyway for you guys because I absolutely adore it. And it's only a handful of words, but it perfectly encompasses what flash fiction is. It says, and if anybody knows who this author is, by the way, please let me know because I don't remember who wrote it and I am paraphrasing it, so I'm butchering it. So the story says, baby shoes for sale, never worn. There's no beginning of that story. There's no middle of that story. And there's no end of that story. But did you see a picture in your mind? Did you see somebody holding baby shoes? Did you see a sign that said baby shoes for sale? I saw a collection of pictures. I saw a for sale advertisement. I saw a parent whose hopes were in those shoes. The hopes that were never realized. I saw hope, I saw pain, and I saw life. And I saw a story that touches my heart every time I think of that story. I'm a mom, so it kills me. So you guys, if you're doing what's called the prescriptive way, if you are doing it exactly based on how they talk about it in academics, it does not have a clear defined beginning, middle, or end. However, a lot of authors who write flash fiction, they do incorporate a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty, the technical, is that allowed? Is it not? It depends on the magazine. Again, the range, the word range is anywhere from 300 words maximum to 1,000 words maximum. So that's a huge range of what's acceptable for publication. So as far as how clearly defined it is, again, it's the same thing. It's a huge range, just like the word count. So you may use your flash fiction however you want. However, if you choose to write flash fiction, I'm going to encourage you very heavily to focus on one skill as you're writing it. Brandon Sanderson talks about how each novel that he writes, he has one focus throughout the novel of one thing that he wants to improve on throughout it. Well, the faster way to do that is to use flash fiction because your story is this big. But what it does is it really highlights all of your weaknesses. Oh, it's like when you're taking a magnifying glass to like those commercials, those shampoo commercials, when they take a magnifying glass to the hair and you see the difference in before they use the shampoo and conditioner and then afterward, the damage that's in the hair. Essentially, you're looking at the damage and you're able to really assess, oh, my hairs are split, my my sentences are fractured, I am using way too many words here, or I don't have enough adjectives, this sounds funny. It really magnifies that. All of your weaknesses are very, very apparent to you as you read it out loud, you read it in your mind, you go through it. Can you picture everything clearly in that world? Do you feel the story? Do you still feel the pain? Do the words still roll off your tongue? And do you match the word count? So as long as you are focusing on a specific skill, it is the fastest way to level up your writing. So if you have a goal of focusing on deep point of view, and you're not really sure what deep point of view is, and you set out to learn what deep point of view is and to work on it, focus on a flash fiction story. Focus on a miniature story and see if you can do it in this mini model form. And if you can do it in this mini model form, then you can transfer that to a larger novel. And if you want to do deep point of view, but you have other things that you want to focus on too, do a flash fiction about deep point of view. Do one about show versus tell, whatever it is that you want to really focus on and improve to be able to transfer to your novel. Because these are the fundamental building block elements of your story. And if they are missing, your novel is going to be missing a lot and it's going to be hurting. So if you want to have a bestseller, if you want to have a novel that just grips people or just touches their heart, if you want to have a novel that readers just can't stop flipping the pages and they can't stop coming back for more, then you are going to want to practice and re-practice and triple practice these fundamental basic story elements. And the best way to do that, again, is to do it in the miniature form and then transfer that to the larger form of writing. So I'm going to do a couple more videos on flash fiction. I hope you found value in this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you ring the bell, YouTube will notify you when I put up a new video, and you won't miss a thing. Come join us on this journey. And wherever your writing journey is starting, let me take you all the way to your next bestseller. Welcome to my channel.